Welcome to this explainer. If you're an 8th grader looking to seriously level up your critical thinking skills, well, you're in the exact right place. Today, we're unlocking a superpower. We're going to learn how to build rock-solid beliefs and opinions using cold, hard evidence. We're going to completely transform the way you read, the way you write, and honestly, the way you look at the entire world around you.
So let's just start right off by asking this. What's the actual difference between a wild guess and the truth? Really think about it for a second. We hear people guessing all the time, right? Rumors flying around the middle school hallway, completely random assumptions going viral on the internet. Making a baseless assumption is actually pretty dangerous because it just leads you down the wrong path. But knowing the truth and actually being able to prove it, now that is a total game changer.
And that brings us to the ultimate tool of any true text detective, the inference. Basically, an inference is a logical conclusion you draw from clues you find in a text, combined with the background knowledge already in your head. But here is the big idea, the absolute most important thing I want you to remember today. An inference is only as strong as the solid proof, the evidence, you use to support it. Without proof, the whole thing just falls apart.
So the crucial point is that it all comes down to proof. Anyone, literally anyone, can make a wild guess. It takes zero proof, zero effort, and zero facts. But a true inference? That's backed by real text evidence. It strengthens your reasoning. It proves to other people that your conclusion actually makes sense. Mastering this difference isn't just about surviving those endless 8th grade reading assignments, though it'll definitely help with that. It's a life skill. It's how you form an intelligent opinion, make smart decisions, and solve complex problems without just throwing darts in the dark.
You know, what's really fascinating is that this whole concept is incredibly old. It goes back thousands of years. Look at the Berean Jews from the Book of Acts. The text describes them as being of more noble character. And why? Because they didn't just blindly accept what they were told. No way. They were the ultimate historical truth detectives. They examined the scriptures every single day to see if what they were hearing was actually true. They proved that demanding evidence isn't just some boring academic exercise. It's a noble, everyday habit that builds genuinely strong character.
Section 1. How to build inferences, the evidence formula. Okay, let's dive into this 3-step process. First up, right after you make an inference, you gotta stop and ask yourself, wait, what in the text makes me think this? You basically have to interrogate your own brain. Second, you go back to the text and hunt for the specific sentences, descriptions, or events that point directly to your conclusion. Don't just skim it, really hunt for it. And finally, step 3, when you present your inference, you always pair it with that supporting evidence. They are a package deal.
Which leads us to the ultimate evidence formula. It's simple. Clue plus background knowledge equals a true inference. You state the clue you found in the reading, you add in your own background knowledge, what you already understand about how the world works, and boom, that gives you a complete, true inference. If you leave out the text clue, you're just guessing. But if you leave out your background knowledge, you're just quoting a book like a confused robot. You absolutely need both pieces of the puzzle.
But be warned, text detectives, there are some major traps you've got to avoid when picking your evidence. First, your evidence has to be accurate and relevant. Never, ever twist the meaning of the text just to fit an idea you already had in your head. Second, no guessing without accurate facts to back you up. And third, ditch the irrelevant evidence. If a quote doesn't directly support your specific inference, throw it out and find something that does. Keep your evidence accurate and keep it untwisted.
Section 2. Evidence in action. Spotting the clues. And this brilliantly illustrates how you spot these clues across totally different situations. Let's say your inference is that a character is upset. What's the evidence? A specific text detail like, her eyes filled with tears and she slammed the door. See how that proves it instantly? Or what if you infer two characters are close friends? The evidence is in their dialogue and actions. They shared inside jokes and finished each other's sentences. Your background knowledge tells you that's exactly what best friends do. Finally, if you infer the author wants to highlight a theme of freedom, your evidence might be repetition. Maybe the word freedom shows up 5 times in the very last paragraph. Detail, dialogue, and repetition. It's perfect evidence.
Now, it's your turn. I want you to challenge yourself right now. Ask yourself, what specific sentence would prove a character is nervous? Seriously, picture it. If you were writing a story or analyzing a book, what would the text actually say? Maybe it's, his hands shook as he reached for the microphone, or she kept pacing back and forth across the room. Do you see how finding that specific proof takes your conclusion from a maybe to an absolute undeniable fact?
Section 3. The bedrock.
education, and morality. So, why are we really learning all of this? Well, at Smart Academy, there's a core philosophy. Education without morality will hurt. Think about it for a minute. What's the point of being incredibly smart, knowing exactly how to make inferences and find all this evidence, if you just use those skills to keep making bad choices that hurt yourself and the people around you? True intelligence is taking your knowledge and using it for good.
And ultimately, that is where true peace comes from. As Romans 8:6-7 promises, there is a profound peace of mind available to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. When you base your choices on solid evidence and ground your life in strong spiritual morality, you aren't getting tossed around by rumors or wild guesses. You have a bedrock. And experiencing that peace of mind, that's what happens when you truly engage with these concepts. So I want to leave you with this final, absolutely vital question. Will you choose to build your education on the bedrock of morality and evidence? From today forward, when you read, when you write, and when you make big choices in your life, I challenge you to be a truth detective. Don't settle for wild guesses. Demand the evidence, apply your knowledge wisely, and build a life that stands firm. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep searching for the truth.